Personally, I enjoy learning more about the history. That's just my personal view. But the thing I love most about Bible study is seeing how God has used the individuals in Scripture, how He has spoken to the individuals in Scripture, and how that truth still speaks to us today.
Well, for myself, and that's really a selfish answer, but I get so much out of studying it as a teacher, more than I do when I'm just a member of the class. And I learn something new every time, even if it's something that I taught years before in another time. Each time is a new learning for me, and I hope for the students.
I like to look to it to find things that will help me in my life, and I like to see comparisons, parallels in the Bible. It would be great if I could read a Bible story that I liked, like the Good Samaritan, and put myself as a Good Samaritan. But when I do a little soul searching, I know I'm more like one of the guys that looked on him with pity but didn't do anything. I always look for the to try to communicate this to my class, that if we don't see ourselves somewhere in the story, then we're not learning anything.
Sometimes it's challenging when if you've got a more difficult child, if we're working with older groups. Sometimes, like in my own Sunday school class, it's trying to find that common location where everybody is in life to try to find something that's going to help them out, or even a technique or style that's going to really interest them if we're doing a study from a situation, from a book, or if we're just literally going through chapters in a Bible.
Personally, the most challenging thing about Bible study for me is time. The time and discipline it takes to sit down on a regular basis and really take time to look at the Scripture. But also for me, the most challenging thing about Bible study is when I encounter a truth that doesn't fit my worldview, doesn't fit my personal lifestyle, and something I don't like, that doesn't make it not true. A lot of our small groups, the small group that I was a part of, kind of followed a Knights of the Round Table formula that each member took turns facilitating the group. The group began with life updates from the members of the group, and then we proceeded with studying the lesson. But the facilitator, of course, touched on the main points of the lesson, but always left opportunities for the members to make questions or to offer insights on the study. And the study always concluded with a time of prayer.
We have found that we also allow our leader to go and select a book, bring it back, and we do discuss if we like it. And then instead of us all coming home with the book every Sunday, our leader actually emails us during the week what our lesson is on and the actual verses that we are to read. And that, because email is such a hot thing that people can do during work and any time of day, we tend to actually prepare ourselves better for our Bible study during the week, and then when we come, we get a lot more out of it, and there's a lot more interaction from that. I really think the older folks could do that too, and even the youth, they would be all over that. But I know our group really gets a lot out of that.
In personal Bible study, I think that people may avoid studying for just reasons of time, that it takes time out of a person's busy schedule to sit down and study, not just read a few verses and stick it back on the nightstand.
A Bible study will help you. It always speaks to whatever is in your heart and what your issues are. And people who haven't studied the Bible don't realize that. They think it's just some words from the past, I think, and that has no relevance today, and they don't they don't know it until they actually get into it. And then I think it's hard to stop.
I think it comes to maybe a discomfort. Maybe they're afraid that their ignorance might show, or they're just intimidated with the fact that they may have to participate more than what they're comfortable with. But really, we all go there just to learn a little bit more, and you don't have to read. I really think if you get there and you just open up to learn, you're going to get so much more, and no one's going to ask you to do anything. But I think that's the biggest worry is people don't want to get too involved without knowing for sure what their comfort zone is.
But I think it's a matter of intimidation. People maybe, especially late in life, might be afraid and say, I'll never catch up with these people that have been church members all their lives, and there's no need of trying. Especially if they pick up a King James Version, it's difficult to read. So I think the modern translations have helped a lot, and the guides.
Well, getting children excited in Bible study, we are so great with our VBS. That's always a great thing. Sunday school is another. You can plan it through, we do a rotation where we actually, one whole Sunday is a music type thing. A second Sunday is they act out and they do the play. A third Sunday is actual craft. We do the same Bible story over and over and over, but we get them involved, and then that way that duplication helps them remember the actual story.
In my education courses where I've studied, when we talk about wanting children to grow up to be moral adults someday, we are encouraged to model the morals we want to see in the children. So I would say the same could be applied in children's Bible study, that we as adult leaders should show the children how we get excited about Scripture, and that if we get excited about it, the children will see that and hopefully follow through in that model.
Those children get the most, I think, out of seeing a dramatic presentation of it and participating in it themselves, and having kind of a setting set up where they can really visualize and understand the stories. But they really like to be involved with it and feel a part of it, and it makes it more meaningful for them.